Hello beautiful people and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, it's great to have you. If you're returning, it's good to see you again. In today's video, you'll receive my channeled message, plus a page from the Angel Guidance book and also a card from the Healing Love Oracle deck. Please note that this is a collective group message, so it may not resonate with you, and that's simply okay. Come back tomorrow where the message may be more aligned with what you need to know. Okay, let's get into it. Slow down. Is your head and thoughts causing you to function at 100 miles per hour? Do you get easily distracted by bright, shiny lights, all the bling, all the different distractions? Do you dart from one thing or a task to another? So are you fluttering? I call it fluttering. You flutter from here to here to here, and you're just making me dizzy just even thinking about it. Have you been telling yourself you're a good multitasker? Do you know the meaning of it? What does it actually fully mean? For me, I see multitasking as this. How is it humanly possible to commit 100% focus on two things simultaneously? Multitasking is there is a great example. So if you're a project manager and you have 6 different projects on the go, that's multitasking. They're 6 different things that you're looking after. It does not mean that you're doing them all at the same time in that very moment. Does that make sense? For those of you, if you feel that you are a good multitasker and what you're doing is you're jumping from one task to another without completion, this is partially what I'm speaking about, is that you're fluttering, you're darting, you're going here, and then you've got to go back there, and then you've got to go. It's confusing, right? Can you see the way I'm moving? How does operating at excessive capacity impact your productivity? And more importantly, you and your overall well-being. Meaning some people really do push themselves to the limit. However, are they productive? Some people can work 15, 16 hours. I'm going, are they productive for those whole 15, 16 hours? It's so important that often you'll find you're more productive if you slow down and focus at the task at hand rather than you're doing something but your thoughts are on the next task. Does that sound familiar? This is what I'm speaking about, being in the present moment at what is at hand. Have you found at times the faster you try to get things done, the longer it takes? Yep, I've absolutely experienced that. It's time to slow down your thoughts and unpack your head. Did you know that we have 50 to 80,000 thoughts a day? And the scientists say that 80% of those are negative. So what I'm saying is if you don't allow yourself time to process the thoughts, because there is so many, it can cause confusion, it can cause delay, it can cause lack of productivity, it can cause lack of focus. It really is important to slow those thoughts down, slow the body down. It doesn't mean you're going to be less productive. If that's what this is telling you, that's not truth. That is not truth. A way to do this is get a brain dump book. Some call it journal, but a brain dump. If at night you're finding and you're struggling to sleep, get a notebook and unpack your thoughts. What's going in your brain, in your thoughts, write them down. Because guess what? Once they're out of your head, they're now on paper. They shouldn't consume that space anymore. And when our head is so full, we struggle to sleep. They keep playing and playing. Oh, I should do this, I've got to do that, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. How many of you have experienced that? Write it down. If there's things you have to do tomorrow, write it down on paper. You don't have to remember them. They're on paper. You've just thrown out those thoughts out of your head. You've just unpacked those. Brain dumping is really valuable if you utilize it and utilize it to its full capacity. You know, list your task in priority order. You know, it's so important. So write down. So rather than that'll slow you down. When you've got a list and you go, right, I know I'm very clear, I've got 3 jobs to do today, and you've allocated time, which this is all in another video, and you allocate the priority of what's important and what's least important. That's going to give you a bit of calm as well, because it's like, yeah, I know I've got time and I can fit this in, absolutely. Because we've all got to put a buffer in, okay, in case for the incidentals. Things come up in our day sometimes. And really become that person that works at one task at a time until it's complete. Because sometimes what happens is a task that we've started, it gets a little bit difficult, or it's like, ugh. And so you stop and then you go to the next one. You haven't taken into consideration, you've got to go back to that. And what happens at the end of the day, you've done all the other tasks, and then you come to the realization, you go, shit, I didn't finish the first task. And now it's the end of the day where you're exhausted and you got to go back to the first task that you didn't really like doing when you were fresh at the beginning of the day. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. So your productivity, it's going to take you longer, and you'll be rushing because you'll be like, I want to get home, which is causing you to rush, and it's not going to end well. Really set yourself up for the day so you can have a successful day, an achievable day, a productive day. These are all the tools that you can implement. Slow down your tasks, slow down your actions. Just breathe to allow you to function with 100% clarity rather than confusion. You know, we have so many things running through our thoughts, and often just that alone can cause us to rush and feel overwhelmed, and then we're like this. Just slow down. Get better organized. And sometimes that can really assist you, so you're not, because if you're not organized and you're flying by the seat of your pants about the tasks that you remember you've got to do, and I've been really, that's been a struggle of mine for many, many years, where it's like, oh, I've got to do that, I've got to do that, I've got to do that. It's all in my head, and I'm running around like a bloody lunatic, like honestly crazy. And as I said in another video, I'm reactive. Are you like that? And I go, that doesn't do my body any good. So what in your day can you bring in and implement so it enables you to slow down and just take a breath? I had a client the other day and I asked him to be floppy. I said, just relax your body. And he goes, no, I can't. I was like, what? You can't relax your body? He goes, no, I can't. So I go, maybe that's a really good exercise for you to do, is see if you can just flop your body and just relax and breathe. And if you feel like you struggle to do that, that's a really good sign that you need to slow down. So maybe that brain dump and getting a little bit organized will really bring you back down, because you'd be surprised at how things turn out when you do take that time and slow down. Yeah? It was just a beautiful reminder, and I thought, it's a good reminder for myself. Absolutely, and I'll take it on board. So what have we got from the page today? What? I cannot believe I think I pulled this yesterday. Yeah. Know that your future is safe. And I keep getting that it's because the messages that are coming through are sort of flowing into each other and giving you tools and different perspectives to look at in order for you to attain your future. And it's just a reminder again that your future is safe. So really implementing the different tools what are coming out on these different videos, and know that with all these different things that you work through, like slowing down, your future is safe. It's not running anywhere. It's just you taking the time to walk towards it rather than, because when you're like that, is the future that you're walking towards the actual future that you want? Is it with clarity that you're walking towards it, or not really? You're just running around chasing your tail in hope that you get the outcome. Good question, right? Okay, before I read this, if you want to close your eyes, take a deep breath with me. This is really affirming that some of you are really looking a lot in the future, and there's a lot of what ifs. What if? And there's this sense of urgency, and that's why you cannot slow down, because fear is, you're worried that it's not going to come to fruition. What's this telling you? What story is it playing out? What theatre production has it created? Is it saying that you need to hurry up because, you need to attain your future and you need to do it now? This book is saying no. No, feel that your future is safe. You gotta feel, go to feeling. Okay. We angels see that you often worry about your future. So today we bring you the reassurance that everything is fine. There is nothing coming up that you can't handle. We hold your hand through each moment of time, moving forward into what lies ahead. We also remind you to cast only positive thoughts into the future, for it is designed by the feelings you hold this very moment. Give us your cares and worries about tomorrow, and put your entire focus on having a peaceful today. Your present tranquility is an investment in your future that yields beautiful returns. By surrounding you with our love, we can help you trade in frightening thoughts for ones that make you feel happy and safe. But in order to really connect with our support, you'll need to allow it into your heart and gut. The best way to do so is with your breath. I did speak about take breaths. So please inhale all of the loving energy around you and draw it into your core. Take it straight down to your gut when you breathe in. Then give yourself a hug and exhale away any feeling of tension. Keep calling upon us until you feel calm and secure about what's to come. Everything really is always okay. The more that you know and feel this truth, the more you experience it. It's safe for you to feel at peace now and in the future. Thought for today. I drop my guard and allow myself to relax and be sure and certain knowledge. I'm going to read that again. I drop my guard and allow myself to relax with the sure and certain knowledge that my future is as bright as I want it to be. I now commit to holding my thoughts at a clear, high energy level of love. Angels, please assist me to embrace these feelings today and always. This has really come up again as a reminder. For some of you are coming from a place of fear or desperation or a sense of urgency. And when we come from that place and not from a place of love, often you can repel the very thing you want. It's so important to know that your future is safe. However, it's going to take you to slow down, to heal your past trauma and pain. All of the past videos are things that really go and assist you in attaining your future. And when it says no, I want you to feel that your future is safe. You have to believe it with every cell in your being. If this is doubting it, it's sending, what message is it sending to your gut? Is it sending doubt? Do you really feel that you can achieve whatever future you want? Or is this telling you, not really? It's time to slow down. It's time to breathe. It's time to shut down all the negatives that says you can't. Because this is proof that you can. It's the second time this has come up. And I don't know if it was yesterday, but I feel it may have been the day before. And as I have shared in previous videos, if cards or pages from the book present themselves a few times, what it's saying is we're not getting the messages, we're not hearing it, or we haven't found them. Does that make sense? So let's go to the card. What card do we have? Heaven on Earth. Absolutely. What this is bringing me right now is really take note of the previous videos. Really listen to the perspective and what part of it can you implement for you to move forward. Because you should feel like it's heaven on earth. You should feel blessed. And I say should, I'm going to change that word. No, I don't even like that word. Life is an opportunity, and it's about you choosing the life that you want. Go out and get it. Your future is safe. It just takes you to take action and do the work and slow down and really plan what you want your future to look like, rather than just keep going, and you're working with no clear direction. That's not going to serve you well. So, heaven on earth. Okay. Before I read this page, if you want to take a deep breath with me, close your eyes and just listen to the words from this message so you can absorb them all. Both heaven and hell exists on earth, but only in our minds. For both are created through our thoughts, actions, and intentions. This card is pointing to the fact that you have helped create a disturbing situation in your life by giving power to something that you did not have to give power to. Regardless of who or what is bothering you, the current situation can be transformed if you cease to give it power. Focus on the positive, and instead of plugging into another's negativity, plug it into the power of light and love. Send light and love to all concerned and visualize yourself energetically detaching from them. You can start to create heaven on earth right now by simply making love your focus. In doing so, you will attract loving people and situations into your life. For some of you, you are really looking, and maybe you've had a hard, things haven't been really going your way of late. It really is time to look at, is it because you're not planning, or you're moving so fast and not really doing everything with 100% focus that the results aren't there? It's so important that we become accountable and own the part we played in, our successes as well as our learnings. I don't like to use the word failures, because they're a learning, they're a lesson in everything that doesn't go the way we had intended. So are you taking the lessons as well as celebrating the wins? What of late hasn't gone the way you had intended? Why? Have you identified why? Is it maybe connected to that you were working so fast, it didn't have 100% of your focus, that you were trying to multitask, it didn't get your attention, you handed it in too late, it wasn't your best work, you weren't really being productive? Own it, because when you can identify it, then you can work and really improve it. So that's why it's so important to be accountable, because that way when you own your stuff, you can then learn and move past it. If you go, no, I did everything right. No, I was 100% focused. I was productive. I just don't know why it didn't work. I don't buy that. Look deeper. You're answering it from here. Look deeper. You'll feel your truth. And I absolutely love owning my truth and going, well, that didn't work out, Kat, because you didn't commit to it. That didn't work out, Kat, because you didn't really give it the time that it needed. And I go, oh, fair enough then. Not surprising. It didn't work out. I own it, because then I know how not to ever do that again. It's like, yep, next time, make sure you do it. If you really want the result that you're after, then you've got to put in the work. Stop making excuses and justifying. Slow down. Organize. Get clarity. Stop following the bling. Some of you really wanting to move forward. Okay, it's coming about working on self again. Pff. You're really wanting to move forward and working on self. However, you're buying into that course, you're reading that book, you're reading that book, you're reading that book, you're watching that video, you're watching that video, you're listening to that podcast, you're listening to that podcast, you're listening to this podcast. What is that doing? Filling your head with more stuff. It's already full. Where are you going to put it? And how much different information is conflicting information for you? So now you've got to decipher, yeah, I'll listen to that and I'll listen to that and I'll listen to that and I'll listen to that. Yeah, some of you are really missing the important bit. Have you taken time to go inward and find the answer? Do you trust yourself? Or is it that you continuously are looking outward to find the answers and you still haven't found it? Why? Slow down. Stop looking for more information. It's only confusing you more. Absolutely do a course here, do a course there. I'm not saying not to. And further education and reading books, absolutely, I'm for all of that. But at what point is too much too much? At what point do you go inward and identify really what's going on? And the only way to do that is to slow down and breathe. So I hope that you've gained something little from today. And I really do want to thank you for your time, as I respect your time is most valuable. Remember, you matter. You matter. You are your most valuable asset. So invest in you every day. And yeah, the things that I speak about means work, but isn't the result and the outcome worth it? For you to become the best version of you and live your best life? You can't put a price tag on that. So I hope that you really do implement some of these tools and do the exercises to really find and get to know yourself better. Because as I said, you're worth it. So for today, take care.